Hello and welcome to episode 32. It's actually 32 this time, not 31 like last time. Episode 32 of our Timberborn Update 6 Folktales playthrough here in Cycle 42, Day 11. Last time we added a little bit more capacity to our industry and started construction on the Earth Recultivator, which I have erroneously called the Earth Repopulator previously. But this thing is the capstone achievement of all of our Timberborn playthroughs moving forward. So we can't end until this is done. So you know we have at least a couple episodes left, but there's still plenty of stuff to do to get us to that point. And a lot of it is going to hinge on our third district, otherwise known as that place over there, which is currently producing a lot of our metal that isn't going to bot production. We need a little over, I think it's a little over 1,000 metal. Yeah, just a little over 1,000 metal to go into the Recultivator. Most of the metal being produced in this district is going into bot parts. And pretty much all of the metal being produced over here can go toward the Recultivator. Just takes time. Yeah, but you're not going to hear that one ever again. It just takes time to get all the stuff moved over. We also have improved this area a little bit. There is some scrap metal left that we haven't quite gotten rid of yet, but we will at some point very, very soon. Now, one of the comments left on a previous video was that we still somehow are cutting down maples. This one we took care of. These are oak trees. So I'm not exactly sure what that's referencing. I believe we have solved that problem, but it's always good to check. We, of course, have this area that I guess I forgot to unmark just as soon as we were finished with it, but we have all these trees over here are actually being utilized now. They just haven't gotten around to cutting these quite yet. But this area, closest to the rest of our industry, has actually been pretty well picked clean in terms of available trees to cut. Obviously, there's some of this that hasn't been fully taken care of with the bad waterproofing, and honestly probably won't be, but it's fine. We're meeting our wood needs for the time being. I don't know if we really need to add too much more in that regard, but we'll see what happens. We got some time. So, things that we want to accomplish today. There's a couple of items that you guys mentioned in the comments of last time about beaver well-being that we can get into. And of course, we're going to continue to automate things as well whenever that comes up. Easiest thing for us to do to help that place up there, excuse me, is to go ahead and put in some mud pits and then rooftop terraces, because believe it or not, this district, for some reason, we just never had rooftop terraces up here. And the Agora's not getting any points. Why, you might ask? Well, that was also something you guys commented about. It's not prioritized by haulers. And we have a tank right here that is also not prioritized by haulers, which is now taken care of. The Agora needs the green juice so they can do whatever they do in there. And that's just the way it is. So let's go ahead and start making this a viable recreation space by putting in some mud pits. I do think it is kind of funny that this is a pit, but it's not a very tall building. Like, I feel like the depth of this is deeper than the height of the asset, but hey, who am I to go and ruin somebody's good time, right? So I'm going to put just, I think 3 of these here is probably fine. They can't reach this. I know. We're going to get there. You got to trust the process, right? So that is going to end up requiring us to remove this tank. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put some stairs to get up here coming from this area. We have so much water. We don't need to have all this storage up here. These beavers, for the most part, are not working. Okay, well, I guess the majority of them are not working. There's still 26 who will eventually be replaced. But all we have to do is just make sure that stuff is set up correctly and we're not going to have any problems, regardless of who's doing the jobs. So that's one of our goals for today, to get this set up. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time to get this emptied out, so we're going to leave this alone for the most part. But I think what we can do to fully take advantage of this space is to go ahead and just wrap this around all the way like so. And just keep building stuff on top. I'm going to leave the paths hooked up around the outside here. And our rooftop terraces, I believe, will fit. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. I mean, objectively, probably not. But it does fit. And that in and of itself is something that we can enjoy. We also have all this decoration we haven't really done anything with. If anything has like a large radius, maybe we should consider putting in. I'm not entirely sure. But there's still plenty that can be done. We also, up here, do not have a dance hall. That is one of those things that also takes more resources that we probably should spend on other things. But at this point, the treated planks are an end-game item for us. But we also still have to do the other stuff that requires them. So maybe we could try to use some of them to build some stuff. I don't know. I'm not really super sold on the idea of holding on to those forever. But we will see what happens. Progress on here continues to grind along slowly at 21%. Let's get that turbo button going and continue. We're not going to finish this today. Especially because we have 16 gears. Well, we have 276 in this district. This place down here, as you guys requested we rename it to. Well, a lot of you did. There's only 16 gears. It's okay that this takes a little bit of time to get done because, honestly, we're not in a rush to finish the series. We don't want it to drag on forever. So, since we are here, I did want to go ahead and let you guys know that, yes, I did see that some of the beavers from that place up there are bypassing the, hey, don't go past here thing, taking this staircase and then just, you know, coming in here. I guess that's okay. Maybe it's within a certain distance of this path and that's what allows it to happen. But it is pretty cool to see that we don't have to completely transfer all of the materials between the districts using the district crossing. So I'm waiting for another one of these to come down or up these stairs. And I watched it happen right when I parked the camera here, but no, I haven't seen it. But I know it's happening, and you know it's happening. So that's all fine. Other items of concern over here in that place over there, this place over here, I guess, if we're speaking from this perspective, is that the treated planks... Or rather, the treated planks for this mine have to be imported, and they are not currently able to be imported. Or at least not in the speed and quantity that we need. So, as some of you have said, we are going to address the need for that over here. But it's one of those things that takes time because it requires power. And currently, these 3 large windmills are able to power these 2 smelters and not too much else. That was a weird lag. So we will need to continue expanding this. And then once it's sufficiently expanded, I think we can afford to put in... Maybe we'll try a single wood workshop. And then however many of these lumber mills it takes to make that happen. Honestly, I think a single wood workshop could be supported by a single lumber mill as long as the lumber mill is not also feeding a gear workshop. Although that math might work out too, I don't know. But we need to be making some... of these treated planks over here. Not necessarily all of them, but some of them. So if every 3 hours we can make one of these, well, this thing, every 2 hours, consumes one of these. So, you know, it would be a nice thing to help supplement. And I don't think we want to make that many more of these things. Remember, these are 250 HP apiece. So, I mean, if we can reliably generate that much power over here, then sure, we can make it happen. But it's one of those things that... yeah, I don't really know that we need. So it's going to be a-okay. I will tell you what, though. This centrifuge, we don't need 2 of them over here. We're really not going through that much that quickly. So I'm going to go ahead. And I'm going to actually take that out. And what that's going to give us is... it's going to give us the opportunity to use this space for building. And this even, you know, it could be a place where we go ahead... and we just say, you know what, let's put 2 of those treated plank factories in there. So here's a wood workshop, it's a treated plank factory. Yeah, I know. I'm making as much fun of my internal monologue as I am people who are complaining, so it's fine. You're right there with me. But I think this would be a decent place for it, and right now this is only drawing, well, okay, it's only drawing 200, but this is drawing 300. So if we continue to build this out, figure out some other place, well, I guess just right here would make sense, to put in additional power generation, then, you know, we might actually be in decent shape to expand over here. Remember, everything takes time. That's the way of the world. That's the way of the game. It's the way it goes. So we will just do our best as much as we can and make stuff happen. Now, we also have the ability, probably a little easier to import just regular planks, so we might not even have to make them here. But we've got these logs that aren't really doing anything, so we might as well turn them into planks. And we might be able to split production up a little bit before we're able to connect all of our power together. Remember, we do have these 3 large windmills. We also have a pair of gravity batteries that are doing some pretty good work here. Obviously, they're currently being discharged because these are not producing enough power, but it's not always going to be that way. So we'll just do what we have to do. So, to start us out, since I know we're going to eventually need it, I will go ahead and build 1 wood workshop. Then, of course, we'll leave space for the second here. Then we will just have to continue producing a lot of power and have gravity batteries attached appropriately. That might be the more challenging thing to do without it looking completely stupid, which, let's be honest, sometimes it does. But I think, depending on how we want to approach this, I think we're going to be able to get something accomplished here. I'm going to try this. I'm going to put a single depth. I can't count. I thought that might have been 4. So, yeah. I'm just going to put a single one of these here and a triple here. I think, because of the geometry of the large windmill, I think I can fit a gravity battery here if the base is down 1. Because that seems to be a 3-block high item. Okay, it's actually 4. Well, consider me to be thoroughly corrected and owned if this does not fit. But, give me a shot for... Aha! Guess what? It's gonna work. It's gonna work, folks. Well, just one of these here is gonna do a little bit of help. We don't have to have a billion of them in the same spot, but now, see, now the danger is I've had some sort of a small, irrelevant degree of success, and it's going to end up causing me problems. But that is the way it goes. I wonder if... I didn't actually see them install this dynamite. Did they come over from... No, they couldn't possibly have reached from in there. Well, we're going to see... You know, just for safety, I'm going to just do these one at a time. I think that's going to be easier that way. Well, they haven't built this yet anyway, so that's okay. How are we looking? Ah, I missed it, but this is the 25% progress. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter if I missed it, because it's literally just the building sprite changes. There's not like an actual process to get to this, it just appears. But that looks pretty cool. I love all the details, the little piles of like boxes and sacks and barrels and stuff. Pretty cool. And in fact, this one right here, take a closer look at this. This one's got like this tarp kind of thing, and it looks like it's on a pallet of some type, implying it was shipped like this. Little hammer. I love the details in this. It's just really, really good looking stuff. So, moving on. Just check and see. I need to probably watch how they're placing this in here, because I am skeptical of how this is being done. Because I figured... Ah! Okay, they're coming in from where the thing gets built. That's what they're doing. Alright, well, let's check and see how much more can I go down. Alright, it's gonna let me keep going? That's gotta be like the last one I can put in. Then I just have to match it from the other side. I guess because I had the hologram still up, because I had the build menu open, I couldn't see them walking through it. But, oh yeah, because they can't even get over to here because of the stairs. Well, 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 how the turntables. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's all the way down. So, well, they're not going to have the gears anyway. So if I just pause this thing, they can just put all this dynamite in before we have to worry about it. Those sounds. I love having to zoom out so I don't have my ears brutally assaulted by creaking. Anyway. This will all be over before too long. Bad tide time has come once again. So we are once again, at the mercy of how long it's going to take to fill this back up after we pump it out. I think... Yeah, I know we just have the one bot here. We aren't really using that much water. Yeah, it's 2 water every 3 hours, so every single day that's only 16 water. I think we can just pause this. Just pause the large water pump during the drought so we don't have to wait so long for this to get refilled. Well, the other solution to that is just, hey, store more water in here, which we probably should do. It's only 2 tiles deep, but is it one of those things that I really am that concerned about? No. I think we're fine. We got one more of these that's got to get put in. Come on. Let me zoom in here. Yeah, so once that gets taken care of, then we'll be in decent shape. This is recharging slowly. We do need to probably add a 4th windmill here, but we are making progress. And this is all finished. So I am going to keep this paused just so they can build the gravity battery, since I did not realize that this was not an accessible place. Oh, this is waiting on paper now? Ah, because I turned the punch card production back on. Even though we have 3 of these paper mills. Every 1.6 hours they're making 2. Gonna make me do math. But, I mean, okay, together, every 1.6 hours they're making 6. And these every... Oh. Okay, yeah, alright. I believe it. We need way more paper mills. I guess that brings up a valid comment and observation. I can't remember who it was, but made, saying that folktales, you basically don't need industrial stuff hardly at all until you get into making bots, and then it just absolutely explodes in demand. Like, yeah, okay, you need planks and you need gears to build some buildings, and you need metal to build a couple. Once you're making bots, it is just unbelievable how much demand the folktales have, versus Iron Teeth. Pretty early on require a decent amount of this stuff, and then of course it continues to grow, but it's just folktales go almost overnight from, we like eating and farming, to, hey, we're the Iron Teeth, but maybe we have, like, sleep allowed in terms of industrial capacity here. So the Agora does seem to be operating. Let's check how this is looking here for well-being. I scrolled right past it, didn't I? Yeah. See how easy that was? Super easy. And this is empty, which means that can go out. Very, very good. Cool, cool, cool. So now these can get built. Yeah, immediately they're going up to that. And we'll have some mud pits. Remember, we do have the dirt right here in this same exact district, so that should not be an issue. And since these are mud pits and not mud baths, they don't require power like the Iron Teeth one and the old version that the folktales used to. So that's going to be an easy way to get some recreation going. And we can come back over here to see how things are shaping up. Yep, they need gears. So, yeah, we do have a need for some sort of industrial capacity over here. I just don't want to overbuild too quickly. All that being said, we do need to overbuild over here because we have such a high demand for stuff. Taking a look at the resources piling up here, I think, honestly, planks and gears are probably okay. It's just that paper is such a hot commodity. I'm going to have to... So we're not even making books. That's something we need to make eventually. I'm going to have to expand... I didn't really want to do this, but I'm going to have to expand off the side of this cliff here. And I don't know exactly how we're going to make this work. I think... Oh, you know what? Ha! Of course, planks and metal blocks, things that we're having in short supply. I can either put a 3x1 overhang, and I can just put the paper mill right here, or I can build 2 of them. But because of the way the building is laid out, they would have to face each other and be on these 5x platforms. Which, if we wanted to, we could just make 5x5 platforms or 3x3 platforms on top of something else. But I feel like probably for the best possible cohesion of... What is this? One of those stupid meetings where they talk about synergy? But the best possible solution to getting the printing presses kind of out of these guys' business is to just give them their own paper mill right here. It's just that I've constructed this in such a way where it basically demands that we just continue expanding ruthlessly. There were a couple suggestions to build on top of the reservoir, but I kind of like just looking at big bits of water, so I don't think I want to cover it. That would be a great place to go from an efficiency standpoint. But remember, this is the Folktales, it's not the Iron Teeth. The Iron Teeth would have mercilessly covered this with industrial slop, organized industrial slop, long time ago, but the Folktales seem to like looking at large quantities of water. I don't know, I guess we could possibly posit in our heads that maybe it provides some sort of comfort to them when the nasty red, brown, whatever sludge comes out of the ground. They're like, oh, we got our own clean water because we know what we're doing. I don't know, maybe I'm just nuts writing headcanon for beaver characters, but I think we're going to want to go ahead and put in another 2 paper mills just because we want to be making all sorts of other stuff. So that's going to be what goes here. I will end up just making this a 3x1 because of how we have to build these paper mills. Just like that. That's going to be the easiest thing for us to do. And then give this a straight power shaft between them. So, is that super ugly? Yes. Does it work? Also yes. So, I guess it's approved. Meanwhile, back at the ranch... Yeah, we still need more gears. But I don't want to get myself too much in trouble here. See, this is still discharging while they're going, so I really shouldn't add anything to this. I mean, I could also just, pause these, but we need to be able to feed the mine-treated planks. So, like, everything just kind of meshes together. Remember the Water Beaver playthrough? I know probably a lot of you aren't watching that, but in the Water Beaver mod, it is excruciatingly complex to the point of, like, extreme frustration. But it ends up working out to be a very entertaining and enjoyable way of playing the game because it kind of forces you to put your way of thinking completely just outside and come up with something else. That being said, I still have not gotten very good at that. So I don't know, I don't know exactly where that was going. But it does kind of remind me about trying to solve individual problems that are occurring because other problems are not solved. So it's one of those things where it's just going to suck for a long time until it gets better. And I think to a certain extent that happens in our daily lives as well. So it's important to keep perspective and think about small measurable things you can do to improve your situation or that of others if you're in a position to do so. I know, philosophy in the Beaver game, shut up and just play the game. You got it. So let's try and get some more paper in here for this large windmill. And then I think that's going to help us a lot. I know that the stuff getting built over here is going to be a huge part of that, but it takes time to get those resources put in, because it's all stuff we're using. The metal blocks especially, they're going to do so much with all those metal blocks. And here I am saying, I want to build an extension on the side of the cliff to make paper. These people are like, shut up, we're making bots. We got stuff to do. Because actually, they are missing scrap. Well, okay, we have scrap metal, but they just aren't bringing it in here nearly fast enough. Maybe that's the problem. We don't have a scrap metal storage. It's all the way over here at the mine. Yeah, that absolutely has to have something to do with it. Because I got this giant plank storage. I've got pine resin storage, which, hey, we need that, but regular metal block storage, and I don't have any storage for scrap metal. For shame. I really should have been better about that. Because I don't really know where else I can put it without it just being completely stupid looking. Well, maybe we should just dare to be stupid, huh? That's an old one from the Weird Al catalog from the... Was that from the late 80s? I want to say it was. And then somewhere out there someone says, it's not that old. I listened to that when I was in high school. Well, I just want you to know that I appreciate you, and yes, it is that old because it was before I was born. Referential time scale is certainly something, isn't it? Anyway, the man's been making music for like 40 plus years. It might actually be 40 years this year. Because was his first album like 83, 84? I don't know. But I know this is ugly, but we do need to have scrap metal storage somewhere over here so these guys can go a little bit quicker. That's probably going to help our metal output. So I'm going to have to, at least one of these, bump it up into construction priority and then make sure we prioritize that so everything can get done quickly. Good news, though, is that this first overhang is complete. And I know they're going to take their sweet time building this thing. But that's okay, because everything takes time, and we just need to understand and accept that. There we go. So now we can leave that alone for a little bit. How are we looking over here? Okay, we still haven't had paper come in because, of course, we don't have any more paper production. Gears-wise, we're getting close on the gravity battery. We just have to wait for them to import, and that's always going to be a fun time. So we'll come back and check on that later. How is our recreation station going? Hey, we got rooftop terraces. Very nice. The mud baths are going to take a little bit more time because... Oh! Mud pits, I'm sorry. I forgot wheat was a construction requirement for this. What? I mean, I guess? Maybe? Okay. Well, we can have some wheat temporarily. I'll just put that there, then we'll immediately get rid of it. I don't know if this is going to import wheat. I might have to have it forced to do so. Yeah, just for right now, we'll reset that, hopefully, if I don't forget. That is wild to me. I had no idea that that was one of those requirements. Because over here, it was built no problem because, well, there's wheat absolutely everywhere over here. Yeah, see, we haven't been pumping, but this is still evaporating, because of course it does. But any amount that we haven't pumped out is an amount that we don't have to refill before, well, actually, this is a sluice gate, I guess it doesn't really matter. But you get where I'm going. You get where I'm going. We do need to continue to expand this, though, so I think we're going to need to go ahead and put in a, you know what? No, we're going to do it that way. Going to put in staircases so we can actually blast this out. Because this has a depth maximum of 4, and currently it is 2. So for purpose... Oh, never mind. It is the bottom of the map already. Well, consider me to be thoroughly corrected. We can still blast this area out. Yay. Wow, okay. I definitely should have planned better. Well, It's fine. It is what it is. No shame in that. Man, I really thought that this wasn't going to be a problem. How foolish we are. Just collectively. Still no paper. Still need one more gear. Okay. Hey! Okay, this is working. Okay, prioritize. And prioritize. And hey, look at that. We got 15 extra bots, and I've just been completely ignoring them. How are we looking over here? We got 21 that are still working. What are we doing? What are we doing? Earth Recultivator, District Crossings. Not that this district really needs to import anything, so I guess I don't need to worry about that. Fluid dumps, forester, gatherer flags. Most of the production, it seems, has already been automated. The water pumps, though. See, I said I was going to get rid of these because we don't really need them. So we probably can go to a similar solution we did in that place over there. And just take these out and replace them with a single large pump. I think that's going to be the way to go. And we don't have to fully staff the thing. We just have to have it available. Even though it's only one tile deep, we can go ahead and deepen this. Because remember, we don't have any actual reason not to. So it might actually be in our best interest. Now we can actually detonate underneath here. I know that was a fix. But we can make it so that this is actually able to be utilized for depth purposes. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to, I guess, just do one of these where we just deepen the middle of it and ignore everything else. That's the way to go. Just leave these little corner bits. If it looks ugly, then we're going to ignore it because that's apparently how we are supposed to be solving problems. But then, of course, right underneath the tip of this thing, we'll have it go all the way down. But can't go underneath that thing. That's fine. And we know it's not going to be going through the dam anyway, but, you know, just having a little bit of extra depth in the middle probably is not a bad choice. I don't know how deep it's going to allow this to go anyway, but it's worth doing. So one beaver working 1 hour can get 5 little water droplets versus one beaver working 1 hour and one of these can get, well, 3. So I think that's going to fit our needs. Hopefully, okay, they're actually not going to be able to reach this, so let's do, because the paths get blown up anyway, so who cares? Just bring this path all the way down that way, let them take care of what they need to take care of. Hey, we got a gravity battery that's not connected to anything. Unpause. And this is still waiting on paper, but hopefully soon our quantity of paper kind of catches up. It's still being very heavily used, because I think the amount of stuff that these printing presses are churning out is a pretty unreasonably insatiable situation. We still don't have any scrap metal over here. I guess we'll go ahead and just have that set up to get hauled over. That's already prioritized as a source, so that's looking okay. Mud baths are... Mud pits, I'm sorry, are not prioritized because there's no dirt. That glooping sound is... Yeah, that's an all-timer right there. So I think we can just put a simple little dirt holder right there set to obtain. This should be set to supply. It is. It's not prioritized, though. So that'll help us out to keep these supplied. Look at that. Look at how happy and healthy these beavers are. Now, how's this looking? Just about finished. And the one that's right here is the last. But it's done. So actually, to keep this looking a little bit nicer, I will put one more there. But as soon as that's in place, we can go ahead and set this thing off. That's going to work well. And now we have doubled our amount of paper stored in here from 2 to 4. That's a big victory. How's this looking? 39%. Okay. Okay. I'm wondering if it's going to be finished in the next episode. I wonder if that's going to be something we could achieve in the next hour and a half of gameplay here. I guess it depends on our treated plank production and if that scales, because as it stands now we need 1,000 of those. And they're not exactly quick to make. But everything we're doing over here is with the intent of increasing that production. So eventually we're going to start having more of those. I guess I could check my explosives here. Yeah, we just need one more put in. And then I will take my stairs out after those others are done. Put one there. Of course that goes in the middle of... okay, you know what? I don't care. I'm not going to go chase that down. And remove that. But how did... oh, there was a tree there. That's what it was. Yeah, we'll get these things plopped in. Expand our little tank here. Of course, you know, we can detonate this down as well if we so chose. But for now, this is a decent start. Just got a little bit left. Get this one out. That was not shift backspace. Hey, that one went to the other side where they, I don't know, maybe not, might not be able to get it taken care of. So that's going to be a good start. That's just going to go there. But eventually, we will want to double blast all of these. But it takes time. We certainly have the extract. That's what it's called. Anyway, let's blow this up. Yay. So now we've pretty massively increased our capacity just by doing that because of how shallow it was. And of course now the water level is lower than the sluice gate. So we will be hopefully receiving some more water through here just as soon as this gets high enough to overtop there. And then bring everything back here. So yes, I can hear you screaming through the keyboard. In the future, after you watch this, you have 20 bots you haven't assigned to anything. Well, yes, that's because I got distracted. So let's go ahead and make the choice right now where we're going to send those. Wow, I got 40 bots here? Sheesh. This one unemployed bot is going to pretty much immediately be employed at the wood workshop as soon as that's finished, so I don't think we need to worry about over here. This water pump does still need to be turned back on, though. So I'm going to increase minimum bots to 42 over here. And then we still have... yeah, we got so many unemployed bots here. Do I have a minimum... I do not have a minimum bot count in that place up there. So in this place down here, we're actually down 2 bots. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and bring all the extra bots in here. Let's bring this up to 70. So now I've got 10 extra bots. And we're going to assign them... actually, large water pump. That's an easy one to solve right now. The fluid dumps probably can still be bio beavers just because that's a very easy job for a bio beaver to do. But the rest of this, district crossings, let's go ahead and automate those. Earth Recultivator, I think we probably should always have beavers doing that. The fluid dumps, I just said. Forester. Gatherer flag. Why do I have 3 gatherer flags? One there. One there. One there. Okay. I guess this is fine. Where was that first one? There. There, and there. But these are basically the same. Can this one reach all of those? Okay, it can't reach all of those. Can this one? It can reach almost all of the berries, so you know what? We don't even really need the berries. I'm going to just remove this. really not necessary, so that can just go away. And then, I mean, if we really wanted to, we could move this to be maybe 1 or 2 squares closer, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I think we're okay. So now we have 3 extra bots, and there's only 8 biobeavers working. Which means we could fully automate this place down here. So why don't we do that? Why don't we just say minimum of... Actually, it wasn't 78. It was going to be 75. Yeah. It's going to be 75 of those. And then let's just go for Broek, except for the Earth Recultivator. There's also nobody working on it because it hasn't been finished yet, but let's just get everything else completely automated, and then these beavers down here can have some sort of no work, only happy fun time utopia, and I guess we'll just get rid of the inventor. You don't need it. Everything is done. So now this place down here has no working beavers. They have all been told to go have a nice life, do whatever they want. Maybe they'll get bored and do something else, but as of now, that has been solved. We have 2 extra beavers, or 2 extra bots that we could probably, you know, we don't even need a builder set down here anymore. Probably not going to be building too much else down here. Now that this is under construction, might be the only reason to keep it, but I guess I could keep them in reserve. Or I could just say, you know what? We only need 73. Let's just keep 73. So we'll do that. If they are needed elsewhere, they can be recalled. Look, this is perfectly balanced right here. 133. So maybe we send the extra bots back up. Yeah, so now we got 4. And that is enough to add a couple more of these production buildings if we felt so inclined. Or we could just let them have their extras. Here we still have our 2 extras because this was turned off. Honestly, it doesn't need to be turned on. Not right now. This still is not finished because we need the gears. This still is not finished because we need the paper. I guess the paper is just kind of like a vacuum thing. It just sucks up as much as possible. So let's pause one of these printing presses, because the punch cards are still a very good thing to have. Speaking of, we need to have them in the other districts, but we don't have the capacity for that yet. We will get there. Maybe. At some point. But, wait, you know what? No, we probably do have enough. Probably do have enough. Let's do that. Because we have refueling in a couple places. I guess we could give them some sort of a place to just go and get punch cards. There it is. Let's hook that up here. So 1 punch card stationed there, and then another one probably, honestly, right here is fine. Punch cards. Punch cards, punch cards, punch cards. And then this needs to be forced to import punch cards, most likely. And that is, yep, there. That's treated planks, that's regular planks. Maybe I should have a storage for punch cards up here that we can work with. But I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. They can just come grab from up there. Of course, that's not finished yet. But we're making as much as we can. 45%. This will be at 50 before we know it. How's it looking with our... Okay. So we've made some progress, but not nearly enough. We can let them continue with that. Everything else is looking okay. Still need 16 gears. Still need... Oh, okay. This is actually going much faster now that I paused one of those. Still takes time, though. Still takes time. So don't forget, we want to start making books for the biobeavers also. Which, yeah, I guess I maybe could put one down here, but then we'd have to have paper, which means we'd have to have other stuff taken care of. But I don't think... I just don't think. There you go. That's your story film at 11. I don't think. But Maybe right here would be okay. How much does it take to do? Okay, a book is 1 paper and an hour and a half makes a book. And this makes 2 paper in an hour and a half. So hour at 1.6 hours. So shoot, this is why this game frustrates me. 1 paper mill is almost enough to have 2 printing presses making books. Almost. Not quite. Almost. So, if I were to do just a little tiny thing right here, would I be able... I'm trying to think. No, that's dangerous right there. I think this is gonna work. Let me... Why'd you pause it? I don't know. Ooh, not quite. Because this one has to be on the end. Yeah, that was never gonna work. Okay, alright, so scrap that idea. Maybe that's a next time problem to solve. Now that this has been so weird, but I guess we'll figure that out when it comes time for books. Are these all mudded? Yes, they are. Are these all placed for explosion? Almost. Almost. And that's going to really increase our storage capacity down here. And then we don't have to worry about turning this off. We're getting a little low on explosives, so maybe we'll have to turn that back on. This is almost... No. Okay, same exact deal as before, but this is going. So this is actually making enough power to run a couple of these things. We just need the gears. And yes, by this point, I probably should have just dealt with it and built a couple of lumber mills and gear workshops and everything. Stop working backwards in your thing. No, that's how my brain works. Sorry. But it doesn't work at all. Yes, I know. That's the whole point. That is why I am in the station in life in which I find myself. But it's okay, because we get to have fun playing beaver games. Where else? Like, can I force them? Oh, they're actually not even keeping up with the gears themselves. Well, it's also because the gears are going to this thing. So I guess, yeah, getting the Earth Recultivator constructed is just kind of a wrench in the works of just everything in your supply chain. So I guess we can't really be too upset about it. Did they at least finally... Yes, they did. Okay. Stairs, go away. Why is this always going to the most idiotic possible location? Alright. Double dynamite. Get that thing put in place, and we'll just blast this whole thing all the way down. Why in the world would it do that to me? Okay. 24 out of 40 gears. I need gears. I know you can get them. I know you can get them. Oh, I also could just force import. That would probably help. Even though we really don't have very many right now. I just need 16 gears. That's all I need. All I need is 16 gears. Just build a gear workshop. I mean, maybe. Eventually. The paper problem got solved pretty quick, though, so let's turn this back on. Keep making punch cards. Because we need... Yeah, now we need the punch cards because they keep going to the other district here. Yeah, this one's got 8 punch cards. Woohoo. That's... Yeah, okay. Oh, this doesn't need to be here. That can go away. So hopefully at some point we'll make some more progress here. 48%. How long will it take to get to 50? Will we get to 50 by the end of this episode? Who knows? Well, I guess you know if you are watching this. I don't because I haven't done it yet, but let's go ahead and just dynamite this thing right here. Alright, now we have a lot more capacity for water. Do we need to turn this on still? Yeah, probably not, but we have the ability to do it, and that's what matters. Does it still say 24? Of course it still says 24. Yep, says 24. Man, I don't want to build more gear workshops because I really don't think we need them. They're just all going to here. But I also don't want to pause construction on this. So I've been trying not to build too much industrial over here just because I don't have the power capacity for it. And I don't have the right kind of space in which to build it. Nor do I have the universal power shaft put here so I can just build one right here in this corner. But we also have the ability, with the help of our upward power shafts, to do one of these numbers and just do it anyway. So then the gear workshop could just go right there. Be very conveniently located to supply some gears. Where is it going to get the gears, you ask? Well, it needs planks. Where is it going to get the planks? Oh, we don't have any storage for planks. Okay, well, that probably explains a lot. I think I can... If I have plank storage, it probably should be over here. Why did I space the refineries like this? That doesn't make any sense. That needs to be... well, if I moved it over, it wouldn't really matter anyway. I am just constantly thrust by myself into inexplicable predicaments. That's the way most of you guys seem to like it anyway, so I guess that's fine. So that will be 2 jobs. So I actually need another bot here if I'm going to have that other thing turned on. So 43. We'll just go ahead and turn that back on. We're not really using the water, but just to have it here. It's probably a smart thing. This is, it's not connected, of course. Oh, you know why it's not connected? Because it needs gears. I can't build the power to the thing that makes the thing that would enable us to build the power to the thing. Okay, my brain hurts thinking about the circuitous logic in that one, but at least you can see what's going on here. So I guess we'll just leave that as it is. Hey, we're at 51%. Look at this. That is pretty nifty looking. So I think, friends, this is going to be the best possible place for us to go ahead and end for today. And pick back up on Wednesday's video to try and see how much more we can get accomplished. But we got a lot of good stuff done today, even if it's just little bits and pieces. Incremental progress toward a goal is always better than doing nothing. So that's where we're going to leave that. I really appreciate the support on this series. It has been amazing. Best supported series, video to video, that we've ever had on the channel. And I know it's brought a whole lot of you to the channel. I think probably since before we started this series, I might not have even been to 12,000 subscribers, I think. I don't know, my math is a little fuzzy on that, but I really appreciate you being here. All the support, Beard Boosters as well. You see your name scrolling up on the screen. Subsidizing all the other videos on the channel so we can focus on completing playthroughs and not just dumping them because people aren't watching the videos as much as they used to. The first couple of videos in a playthrough always get a whole lot of attention. People are like, oh yeah, this is cool. And then, you know, they either forget about it or they decide they don't want to keep watching it or whatever. But those folks make it possible for us to just say, you know what? We don't care that not as many people are watching this. We're going to keep playing the game because we're having a good time doing it. And we enjoy the process and it's worth completing. So always going to be thankful for that. I hope whatever it is that you are doing with the rest of your Monday, if you're watching this on the day it comes out, you have a fantastic time. Stay safe, have fun, and we will see you back again very soon for more beavers. We've got Roller Coaster Tycoon tomorrow, Water Beavers on Thursday, and plenty more fun stuff to come in the lead up to a bunch of fun things next week. Like Satisfactory 1.0, we're going to be doing a lot of streams on that one. We still have a little bit left to do on our Update 8 playthrough on that. We'll see. I've already said goodbye like 5 times. That's it, friends. Take care. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.